Hey guys, hello. Let's just get into it. I am depressed still. I'm not sleeping well at all, and I don't know what to do. So I'm just sharing this because maybe some of you have got some decent advice, or maybe you've gone through something, or maybe you are going through something similar. I think I am able to kind of bury a lot of my issues with work because overtime's been offered recently. I haven't done loads. I've done 9 hours in the last couple of weeks. 1 month I did an extra 15 hours, but I do think that stacks up because then you're logging on Saturdays for like several hours and like work just takes over your life a bit more. But I feel like when I'm not working, I'll look forward to my time off work because I'm like, oh, I don't have to see anyone or act, because that's what I feel I have to do a lot, act like I'm not depressed as fuck. But then I cannot sleep well at the weekend, and then I can't enjoy any of the plans I had, even if those plans are literally, I want to play PlayStation all day, because I don't really play my PlayStation during the week much, usually, ever. And I've got all these games like Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I have played a bit and it's really good. I got Hogwarts Legacy, which I barely started. Ellen has played it quite a lot. Like she's like 30 hours in. I've played it for like 5 hours. So that's really the only time I'm gonna get. And then like I just, obviously if you don't sleep, you don't really feel like doing anything. But then I can't just go back to bed. It's like I'm unable to rest because I feel like I'm gonna miss out. Even if I tell myself, well, if I can sleep for another few hours right now, then the rest of the weekend will be saved. I remember going to Thailand and we had a 9 hour flight delay. And I hadn't slept the day before at all, before getting the plane from London to Dubai, because then at Dubai you go on a different plane to Thailand. Because I was excited and scared because, I've had agoraphobia and anxiety a lot in the past. So the thought of going across the other side of the world, just me and Ellen, I was like, well, if something goes wrong, I don't know what that something would be, but like, it's just like, wasn't even thinking about it. It's just like, I obviously wouldn't sleep because that's just my brain. But then we get the 9 hour delay and we're stuck at Dubai airport, which is a really good airport. Like in terms of airports, it's quite a big one. You can walk around, there's stuff to do. But I was, at that point, like, I don't know, approaching 24 hours without sleeping. And then it's noisy. You've got the hustle and bustle of people walking by. It's very bright. I bought a sleeper mask, but I literally could not. I think I would have died before sleeping in that environment. So once we eventually got on the plane and then got to Thailand airport, I remember walking through security feeling like, oh my God, I don't feel like I'm here at all. Like, I feel like a fucking ghost walking around. I must have looked a bit odd because one of the security people randomly checked my suitcase like manually instead of like it's probably already gone through scans. Like this guy looks fucking dodgy because he's like a walking zombie or some shit. He's probably got some drugs or like a gun in there. I didn't have anything. And we finally got to the airport, not the airport, we finally got to the hotel room. And it was really hot. We had to have the aircon on like full blast, but I was like out like a light. And then I remember the next day we'd had like plans to speak to one of the holiday reps there to plan out a couple of activities. So I had to then go and see them after sleeping about 3 hours in the space of 48. And being like, yeah, can't wait to see them fucking elephants, man. It's gonna be so fun. So this has been a long issue for me. And to cut a long story short, I don't really know what the solution is, but something that I'm working on, or I'm going to work on. I've not been reading much lately. There's a book that's in my wish list, and I think it's called Already Enough. Because one of my big issues is I'm always fighting the present reality. I always want to be better. Like, I'll be skinnier if I can like eat better. Like this is how fat I am. Pretty average body, right? Boop, boop. Sometimes I get very bloated, so I look a lot fatter than that. But like for me, that ain't good enough. I need to be like the best looking I've ever been, or I'm just on a downhill trajectory. That's the word. I'm surprised I could use that in my current state. But anyway, all these different goals in my mind where I'm like, I need to be better than I am constantly. Where does that come from? I've never been popular. I've never felt like people really like me or that I have anything worth liking. So that's where it stems from, I believe. Like not accepting myself, not being at peace with myself, not loving myself. That sounds so cringy, doesn't it? But if you don't love yourself, you will literally do stuff that's bad for your health, because if you don't care about you, why would you not just drink yourself to death or smoke? Not that I do any of that, I don't. But there's probably other stuff I'm doing to myself that aren't helpful. Like I say, the overtime at the moment when my mental health's a mess, probably the last thing I need. So I just should not do any more. Doesn't really matter about a couple of hundred extra quid a month. Who gives a fuck if I'm gonna die? Like, what am I really needing that money desperately for? So yeah, not in a good place. But I am gonna take the day to just really try and rest. But is that like weird phrasing, try and rest? Like, I'm going to make myself rest now. It's something you have to allow. And I think that's the issue for me. I do not allow stuff. I feel like I have to control everything or it will all fall apart. Um, so yeah, definitely some stuff I need to kind of give some thought to, because often we're so busy that we are just distracting constantly and not realizing this is why I feel this way, and maybe coming up with solutions. That can also, I think, be the case if you're watching videos of other people with their experiences, and maybe they've got good intentions, maybe they feel like they've got some good advice, but that might just work for them. Your situation is unique. They're not talking to you. They're doing a video for however many viewers they're going to end up getting. They're trying to address. So any book or any kind of self-help material will always be based on mass appeal, like generic to a degree. But yeah, I don't really have the solution, but maybe I'll get one soon. I am going to try and keep that belief in mind that I can get better, because I think that's part of the issue as well, that I just kind of concede that there's nothing I can do, I'm fucked, this is only going to get worse. And if you don't have that belief to override that, then that probably will happen. You probably will fulfill that own prophecy you carry of yourself. But that's it, I'm done talking. I'm not doing anything the rest of the day. I'm just going to lay on the sofa till I feel better, pop some telly on, might watch The Lion King too. Specifically the second one. Cheers, guys.